Some people like to start off with a secured card. I don't recommend that. Simply because it costs more money. Why would you pay $50, $100, or $200 just to get a card that they can get without any annual fee and any upfront money? Okay, just because you started off with a secured card, or just because you got a secured card to rebuild credit, or just because you heard someone say that, yeah, get them a secured credit card. Don't pay to get, guys, listen, when your credit is in a certain position, you don't have to give a deposit, okay? All right, so first off, let's go with step one on how to properly build credit for your children so they will never need you to co-sign. The first thing you want to do is add them as an authorized user on your credit card. Okay, you want to make sure that the utilization is 30% or less, and preferably on auto pay. All right. This way, the card does not keep them at a score of 620 or lower, along with ensuring that all payments are made on time with auto pay. All right. And honestly, guys, the limit doesn't matter. It's really all about the history, as only 4 years, up to 4 years, can be added to their credit reports. All right. And just a quick sidebar. Many of you guys may not know this, but when you are added to someone's credit card, essentially you are an authorized user, also known as a trade line, also known as piggybacking. This has been out for years, and to help people improve their credit scores a little bit faster. And the reason why this is so significant, this was actually what authorized users was made for. Okay, for those who don't know, if you are an authorized user, you essentially not only get the history from that person who owns the actual account. But you also are, essentially liable for that debt as well too. Okay. Now we don't have to get too much into the legal side of things, because just like if you swipe the card or whatever the case may be, now not necessarily are they expecting you to pay it because they know that you're not the primary card holder, but that affects your credit though. Okay. And a lot of people don't ask, hey, is the utilization 30% or less? Is it 10% or less? Some people just say, hey, you got a credit card? Yeah. What's the limit? 25,000. Man, can you add me? No, it does not work like that. Okay. So again, you want to make sure that the utilization is under at least under 30%, under 10% preferably. Okay. So that's number one. And number two, you want to make sure that that payment history is flawless. Okay. Especially within the last 4 years. Okay. Otherwise, you won't see any type of increase. But that's not just the sidebar. The main sidebar is when you are an authorized user, not every credit card company reports the authorized users portion of payment history, right? Because again, that payment history transfers automatically to the credit bureaus. Well, every credit card company does not report to all three bureaus as it pertains to the authorized user. Okay, so it's not a lot of companies that do that. Capital One is a company that reports to all three, but you may get someone like Chase who does not report to all three. Okay, and so that's essentially how that works. So you'll know. So it's not uncommon that you would be adding someone onto your credit card as authorized user, and they're only seeing it on one bureau or two bureaus. Okay, and then if one of those bureaus that it is on happens to be Equifax, sometimes Equifax ends up removing the payment history if that person is removed from the authorized, essentially off the account as an authorized user. Okay, it will just say terminated inside, as far as the account status. And so that's essentially how that process would go. So again, authorized users been out for a very long time. That's actually what it was made for. For emergencies, for mainly family. Then that kind of broadened out to friends. Then sometimes you have children, stepfathers, things of that sort. To kind of blend the family in, some things less, things like that. And then at some point, it got to where it was friends, and then people started selling essentially positions, on their card. And of course, that's what coined the term trade line. Okay, but anywho, this is what you want to do as a great way to start your child off the credit journey. Okay. Now you don't have to add them to all of your credit cards, just one card. And again, make sure it meets those requirements. But again, you want to make sure that not only do they get that card, but you also have to make a decision. How far in this credit journey do you want to take them? Are you okay with giving them a card? Okay. And of course, if they end up getting a card, then that means you have to show them how to use that card. Now, you don't have to, But most authorized users, essentially most credit card companies, I should say, they will ask you, do you want to have that second credit card? Because for you, again, you don't know, as an authorized user, you get sent an additional card because that's what it was made for, to give someone that card to have access to your account, assuming they were your child. Okay. And so that's essentially how you want to have that, guys. Okay.